Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where I tell you something that you probably already know. You may not know that you know it, but when I tell it to you, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, today we're talking about some health benefits from exercising in nature. Let's get into it. Okay, much like all the videos where I talk about stuff that I tie into running, even if it's not really to do with running, but I make it about running, I found an article online. And I found this article on Vitacost.com. And the article is titled 8 Incredible Health Benefits from Exercising in Nature by Rachel McPherson. And of course, I will place a link in the show notes below in case you want to click on that article and read all the way through it. But today we're just going to be hitting the highlights. So first of all, who is surprised that perhaps there are some health benefits from working out outside? Anyone? I didn't think so. But even though no one is surprised, we're still going to kick this off with number one, and that is that working out outside or running outside reduces anxiety. Now, whether or not you are an anxious person or not doesn't matter. I think we could all use a little less anxiety. And you know that just being active itself actually reduces anxiety levels. But when we're active outside, it takes it up a notch. And there was a study in the International Journal of Psychophysiology that showed just how little you have to do to get these benefits. And it found that a quarter-mile walk at any pace can lower stress, can lower anxiety, and supports an overall better psychological state. And what's really interesting, especially for those of you that might live in an area of the world where sometimes it's not ideal to be outside, it was also found that those benefits can be had by doing a virtual exercise. So let's say you're walking on a treadmill, but you're looking at a screen that has a view of beautiful nature. That actually counts. So if you can't get out, just jump on the trainer, jump on the treadmill, put on a YouTube video of some trees and mountains and streams, and just feel the stress slip away. Number two, running outside improves self-esteem. Now, the article doesn't say too much about this, but it does say how it's pretty well known that when we exercise outside, it does have mood-boosting effects. Now, they do say that there was research done by the American Chemical Society, and the results of whatever study they did shows considerable benefits to self-esteem with short periods of green exercise. And of course, that kind of sentence leaves me rolling my eyes because it tells me absolutely nothing. If it's already well known that being outside has mood-boosting effects, do we need to add another sentence that research shows the exact same thing? No, I want more than that. Anyway, you are not going to get any more than that because I don't have any more than that at this moment, but get outside. It'll make you feel better about yourself. The third benefit of running outside is that it boosts mood. And I think this does tie into number two, because if we have improved self-esteem, I think our mood is going to be a little better. And the article actually does recognize that it's more than just lowering stress and feeling good about yourself that affects our mood. When we exercise outside, it actually does more than that to boost our mood. So yes, we are lowering stress. Yes, we do feel better about ourselves, but running outside is more than the sum of its parts, and our mood increases even more. Pretty good. Now, it does say that research has shown that running outside or exercising outside does change how your brain functions. And it changes how your brain functions by allowing you or making you, forcing you to focus on the external elements of your environment rather than just looking in with yourself. This is very similar to what we were talking about last week, right? And of course, the reason that's good, because if we are looking at the trees and the birds, we're not thinking about everything that we're worrying about at home, at work, you know, those daily stresses. Seeing a tree erases all of that, so I'm told. Fourth benefit from running outside is that it increases vitamin D. Vitamin D is a pretty useful vitamin for hormone function, your immune system, your nervous system, your musculoskeletal health. All in all, vitamin D is pretty necessary, and running outside can help produce more of it. The fifth benefit of running outside is that it reduces stress and tension. Seems like we're just repeating ourselves, right? Well, the first one was reduces anxiety, but this one is reduces stress and tension. Now, what's fascinating about this is that it's not just about how you feel, it's actually shown in your physiology. And there has been research that shows that running outside, or again, exercising outside, not just about running, despite what I would lead you to believe, but running outside is going to switch your nervous system from being in the fight or flight, which is the sympathetic mode, to being in more of a rest and digest, which is the parasympathetic mode. And I don't know about you, but rest and digest seems like a pretty good state to be in. Okay, but it's not just about these states. Well, it is about these states, but there's more to it than just feeling good and lowering stress. Because when your nervous system is in the sympathetic mode, it can increase cortisol levels. And when we increase cortisol levels, there's all kinds of nasty things that go with it, like high blood pressure, which could lead to a heart attack, and obesity, and all-cause mortality. So get outside, go for a run, and you're going to be healthier, less stressed, and healthier. Number 6, it combats boredom and improves focus. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, exercising outside improves focus. I should probably get outside. Anyway, there is research there to show that exercising outdoors can improve attention. It can reduce feelings of tiredness and mental fatigue. So taking a break and getting outside and breathing the fresh air is going to help you tackle the day with a refreshed mind and body. Oh, there is one caveat though. The most significant benefits of an improved attention span are seen when you exercise in nature rather than in big built-up cities. So if you do live in a big city, make sure you head to the park to make sure you're getting those top-level benefits. Number 7, running outside provides more of a challenge. Now, I think this might be true for some people. I don't necessarily think it's true for me, because the article points out that when you're outside, the terrain is more varied. It's more challenging, making every time you go out more of a session. Now, I guess this is true if you're just going on a treadmill where it's totally flat. Going for a walk around the block or on a light trail is going to be a little more challenging. There's twists and turns and stepping over roots and whatnot. But for me, I live in Florida and it's very flat. So yeah, sometimes I have to jump up on a curb, but aside from that, I'm usually running on a pretty level surface. And the article says that being outside is going to help you build more muscle, increase your heart rate, improve cardiovascular fitness. But for me, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe, but maybe not. Moving right along, number 8, running outside improves motivation and consistency. And I get this. I think this is true, at least for me. But also I think it does come down to like a personality level. Of course, there are some people that are going to have a hard time sticking to things unless they really want it. Well, take me, for example, with foam rolling. I've made more videos that I can think of saying that I'm going to really start foam rolling. Like, this is the year I'm going to do it, and it hasn't stuck. So perhaps I am one of those people that they're talking about that have trouble sticking to things. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about running outside. And this is backed up by some research that was actually published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health. And that research showed that people who exercise in green spaces have intrinsic motivation. And that statement is just a little too absolute for my taste. But basically the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation is when you have intrinsic motivation, it's motivation that's coming from the inside. Like, you're going for a run because you just really want to go for a run. Whereas extrinsic motivation is like, oh, I want to go for a run because I want to lose weight, or I want to go for a run because I've got to qualify for the Boston Marathon. You know, that's something on the outside that's telling you to run. But the article says very clearly, people who exercise in green spaces have intrinsic motivation. So time for a little introspection. What do you think about yourself? Are you more of an intrinsically motivated runner or an extrinsically motivated runner? If you are extrinsically motivated, I want to hear what your extrinsic motivation is. And number next, there is no number next. That's it. So, in a nutshell, there's a lot of benefits to running outside. Of course, if you can't run outside, I think the benefits of running inside are better than nothing. I don't think that seems like a sure thing. But if you can get outside, get outside. And with that, it's Matt B. And this has been a very obvious video on the health benefits of running outside. Be kind, be happy, run well. Wait, if you have made it till this point in the video, I want you to drop, I don't know, any tree emoji, any tree or plant emoji, your choice. And that's just to let me know that you have made it to this very late point in the video. And with that, it's Matt B. You know what I just said. Be kind, be happy, run well. I'll see you in a couple of days.